Which of these $20 decks is better? An aggressive deck in Amber and Amethyst, trying to close the game before it really starts? Or a Ruby Amethyst deck that wants to challenge every opposing character for lore and value? Today, we find out. Good evening, Inspil Glimmers, and welcome to the second episode of Archazia's Island Inkling Adventures, a series where we build $20 decks and make them compete to find which one's the best. Last episode, Emerald Steel came out in force and absolutely banished the Pirates deck's hopes and dreams. As we can see on the bracket here, they will match up against the winner of today's games. Each deck will compete in a best-of-3 matches in this double elimination style championship. This means that not everything's over for the Pirates, as they will have the chance of redemption, facing the loser of today's game and trying to come back in the final as the best $20 deck in the format. Tonight, Ember Amethyst Aggro versus Ruby Amethyst Challenge. Links to the deck lists and deck tech articles for both decks are in the description if you want to build the decks and learn more about them. Ember Amethyst is an aggressive deck that tries to put on early lore pressure on the board with its low-cost high questers like Lilo, Escape Artist, Piglet, Pooh Pirate Captain, and Arthur, Wizard's Apprentice. Then, it tries to finish the game with cards that can win lore on the spot, like the White Rose, Merlin Goat, and Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom. But it has its work cut out for it, as it's facing a deck that should have a very strong way of preventing that to happen. Ruby Amethyst is all about challenging opposing character and gaining value for it. It can gain lore and draw cards on challenges with characters like Goofy Super Goof, Shere Khan Menacing Predator, and Queen of Hearts Sensing Weakness. To ensure that it has targets to challenge, the deck relies on Amethyst's ability to exert opposing characters through cards like Anna Eager Acolyte, Peter Pan Shadowcatcher, and Lose the Way. A quick reminder that if you like our content and want to support what we're doing here, watching until the end, subscribing to the channel, and commenting are the things that give us the best visibility and might allow us down the road to produce even more content like this. So with that in mind, will the Ember deck run away with victory, or will the Ruby prove too much of a challenge? Let's jump right into the game 1 to find out.
Return 2. Three, 5.
Ready, set, no draw. I'm going to go ahead and ink Donald Musketeer Soldier. Use the one for a Nala Mischievous Cub and pass turn.
Alright, ready, set, draw. Gonna ink a Cogsworth, then play a Cogsworth, giving himself rush. Pass the turn.
Ready, set, draw. Ink Ferry Ship, Royal Vessel. Use a 2 for an Amethyst Chromicon. Activate it right away with both draw card.
Yep.
Go ahead and quest for one with the Nala. And passage.
Alright, draw for turn. I'm going to ink a Lumiere and play a Lumiere here, giving my other character +1 in challenging. So I'm going to go challenge Nala for 2 here. And that's going to be turn. Go ahead.
Ready, set, and draw.
So the Chromicon here really use to make sure you don't run out of cards in this aggressive matchup.
Ink Nala Mischievous Cub. Use 3. Play Donald Musketeer Soldier, which is bodyguard and will give +1 lore pip to one of my characters, which will be Nala here. I will quest for 2, 3 ink. I will also use the Chromicon to make us both draw a card.
Yep. There we go.
Pass turn.
Ready, set, draw. I'm going to ink a library, probably not going to need it, seeing as you have the Chromicon already doing that. I'm going to pay 2 for another Lumiere, and I'm going to pay 1 for a Cogsworth, giving that Lumiere rush. I'm going to go ahead with this Cogsworth and remove your Donald, since he has 2 effects of +1. And then this Lumiere is going to quest for 1, and this Lumiere is going to remove your Nala. And turn.
Great. Set. Draw. Ink, so much to give. We'll use the Chromicon first. We'll use 3 for Arthur's Wizard Apprentice. Whenever this character quests, you may return another chosen character of yours to your hand to gain 2 lore. I will also be playing a Magic Broom Illuminary Keeper and pass the turn.
All right, ready, set, draw. I'm going to be inking Yzma, Conniving Chemist, another way to draw cards that is made a little irrelevant right now by your Chromicon. And for 4 here, I'm going to play Peter Pan, Shadowcatcher. So during my turn, whenever a card is put into my inkwell, I may exert chosen opposing character. And I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Ready. Set and draw.
So really putting on pressure on your questing advantage here by making it harder for you to quest.
Use it from card. Draw a card. I will ink Good Job. Go ahead and quest for 1 with the broom. Quest with Archer. Bring back the broom to my hand. Gain 2. Play the broom again. Play a Merlin Goat. Gain a lore. And then banish it. Because it is permitted. It is totally allowed without calling a judge. Pass the turn.
All right. So here, going to ready, set, draw. Going to ink a Vital Sphere, which is going to exert your goat. Then for 3, I'm going to put down a Sherkan. So Sherkan, whenever one of my character challenges another character, I gain 8 lore. And for 2 here, I'm going to play a Pinocchio, which would exert one of your characters, but
they're already
exerted. And then Cogsworth here with the 2 buffs is going to go challenge Merlin Goat, gaining a lore in the process.
I gain a lore as well.
And my Peter Pan Shadowcatcher is going to go remove your Arthur, gaining me a lore in the process and taking 1 damage. And I'm going to quest for 2 with my 2 Lumieres. Go ahead.
Ready, set, and draw. I will start by trying with the... I will link Donald, Musketeer, Soldier. Use 1 to play a Magic Broom, Illuminary Keeper. Use another 1 to do it again. I will use 2 to play Honey Marin. I will have 2 triggers here and her trigger as well. So I will gain a lore, then sack both brooms to draw a card.
Because Honey Marin, when your opponent has an opposing character, she gains a lore upon entry.
And I will play another 1.
Oh, that's good.
So gain another lore. Pass the turn to you.
All right. Draw for turn. So I'm going to ink a Tekka, which will exert your Honey Marin. Then for 2, I'm going to play Lose Your Way on the other Honey Marin, so it's going to exert her. Then I have the option to discard a card. If I do, it won't ready during your next upkeep. That's not going to be relevant here, as I don't plan for
it to survive.
Anyways. For 4, I'm going to play Goofy Super Goof. So he's a rush character that when he challenges another character, I gain 2 lore. And so he's going to go challenge one of your Animarins. I'm going to gain 2 lore from him and 1 lore from Shere Khan. And then, I guess Shere Khan himself is going to go... Oh, no, Pinocchio. Pinocchio's going to go trade into Animarin for another lore. And I'm going to quest for 4 here, going up to 13. And putting my ink down.
That would be 12, right? You're on 8?
Was I on 8?
I think you were on 8.
Okay, so that'd be 12.
Alright.
Go ahead.
Ready, set, draw. Use the Chromicon to draw again, which helped you more than me this game. I'm gonna ink Donald Duck, Musketeer Soldier. I'm going to play This Is My Family, gaining a lore, drawing a card.
We're really seeing the objective of the deck here, which is to gain that lore even without your characters being able to quest, just guaranteeing you get that constant lore gain, even in the face of challenges.
Going to 15 with Gathering Wisdom and Knowledge. Passing the turn.
Alright. Here, ready, set, draw. So here for 4, it's going to be a second Peter Pan Shadowcatcher. And for 2, it's going to be a Queen of Hearts. And I'm going to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Going to 17. And passing the turn.
Ready. Set and draw.
Can you make those 5 missing lores?
I will try. Activate the Amethyst Chromicon. Ink, good job. Yeah, I got it. Animarin.
Yep.
Gaining 1. Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom.
Gain 2.
Another one.
And 20. Aggro making, finding a way to
beat the
challenge deck. Good job here.
Whew, what an amazing ending to the game. The Ember deck made use of the Amethyst Chromicon throughout the game to keep its hand full and dig until it could manage to win those 5 lore on the last turn with Animarin and 2 copies of Gathering Wisdom and Knowledge. The Ruby deck was able to hold its own and deal with every card the aggro deck was bringing out, but in the end, the damage was done and it couldn't close the game fast enough to prevent the win. Also, we had a great showcase of why, in tournament play, each player should have their paper notepad and track both scores, to avoid the kind of scenario here where a decision is challenged and we had no way of validating who was right. So always rely on pen and paper in a tournament setting. With that being said, let's see if the challenge deck will be able to claw back a win on the play.
6.
1. You were starting us
Yep.
off.
So let's go with inking a Tekka Elemental Tower. I'm not sure I'm going to get up to 10 anytime soon. And playing a Cogsworth, Illuminary Watchman. Go ahead.
Ready, set, draw. Go ahead and ink a good job. Using the one to play Nala, Mischievous Cub. That's a check.
Alright. Draw the turn. Going to ink a Super Goof here, Goofy Super Goof, and play a Queen of Hearts Impulsive Ruler. She has Rush with absolutely no effect here. And quest for 1 with my Cogsworth. Go ahead.
Ready, set, draw. Go ahead and ink So Much to Give. Play a Stemba, Bodyguard, quest with the Nala. We have here a good team of Lion King. Go ahead.
Draw for turn. ink the Tika. I'm gonna pay 1 for a Vital Sphere.
Mhm.
I'm gonna pay 1 to banish it to give Russian +2 to my Cogsworth. Cogsworth's gonna go crash into Simba, and then the Queen's gonna go do 2 damage to Nala. And pass the turn.
Ready, set, draw. Go ahead and ink Honey Marin. Play a Magic Broom Illuminary Keeper, as well as a Piglet Pirate Crew Captain. Go ahead.
Alright. So here, opting to not give me any target for challenges. I'm going to ink Lumiere. I'm going to force you to give me a target by playing Anna Eager Acolyte. So when she comes into play, you choose and exert one of your ready characters. And the Queen of Hearts is going to go remove your Nala.
Sure enough.
Pass the turn.
Ready, set, draw.
The goal here is to prevent that Piglet as much as possible to have 2 other characters in play where he quests for 3 instead of just 1.
For sure, I would go questing with that broom for 1. Play Honey Marin, gaining 1 lore here. Not bad shit. Quest for 3 with the Piglet. Ink the Amethyst Chromicon.
Alright.
Play Simba Protective Cub. Up to banish my broom to draw a card. And that's it.
Alright. So here I'm going to draw for turn.
Pass the turn.
Alright. Ready. Set. Draw. Gonna ink a Lumiere. And then for 4, I'm going to play a Yago, Giant Spectral Parrot. He's an illusion, which is a 4/6 evasive with Vanish. So if you have an action that can choose him, it's going to banish him immediately after the resolution. And I'm going to play a Ruby Chromicon. And I'm going to pass turn.
Ready, set, draw. We'll play Lilo, Escape Artist.
Really one of the good components of the deck is she can return turn after turn when she gets banished.
Yep. Pass turn.
Alright. Ready, set, draw. So for 3 inks, I'm going to play Shere Khan. I'm going to quest for 1 with my Yago. And pass it in.
Ready, set, draw.
Bit of a Mexican standoff here. Where you're trying to build your board wide enough so that you can win outright.
Quest for 2 with the Lilo. Quest for 1 with the Madam Mim. Use Befuddle to send back the Madam Mim to my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Leave the Madam Mim returning the Lilo. Lilo.
That works.
Go ahead.
Alright.
Build your own
Set,
Vigilant.
draw. I mean, I'm going to quest with Yago, that's for sure. Because I need to somewhat keep up with your shenanigans. I think I'm going to ink this Chromicon right here. Part of me wanted to keep it in case I draw the Peter Pan, but let's work with that. Go ahead.
Ready, set, draw. Passing the turn to you.
Alright. Rough a turn. So here, I'm going to make sure you really have no incentive of exerting characters ever by playing the Queen of Hearts Sensing Weakness. So whenever one of my character challenges another character, I may draw a card. Quest for 1 with the Yago. That evasiveness allowing me to close the gap even ever so slightly. And go ahead.
Ready, set, draw. Go ahead and pass the turn.
Alright. Ready. Set. Draw. I'm going to quest for 2. And pass the turn.
Ready, set, draw. Play Nala. Mischievous Cub. I'll play Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Going to 13. Pass the check.
Ready, set, draw. That works. He's gonna play a library.
Mm-hmm.
And then pay the extra 3 to send Anna, Goofy, and I guess Yago onto the library. So the library, when one of my characters is banished while here, I may draw a card and gets me 1 lore per turn, has 8 of willpower. I'm gonna quest for 2 here. Might even quest with a Goofy if I'm being honest. 3. And go ahead.
Ready, set, draw. Hey Donald, give 1 lore pip to Lilo.
Do a good job.
Good job.
Yep.
And for
And
step
20. Good work.
And the aggro deck takes the win once again. The fact that Ruby couldn't find its exert effects and had to stare down the barrel of a bigger and bigger Ember Amethyst board that eventually it achieved critical mass costed the game. But we can clearly see how, throughout the game, the deck was one Peter Pan away from just running away with victory. It's also important to give a shout out to the amount of patience the aggressive deck showed that helped it gain the position until a Donald Duck and a good job were able to close the game in just 1 turn. With that out of the way, Ember Amethyst will be going into the top 8 winners round, where it will face off against Emerald Steel, while Ruby Amethyst is going into the losers bracket to see who the best challenger is between it and the Ruby Steel Pirates deck. If you want more information on the deck, you can find links to the list and the deck text in the description below, and we invite you to join us next time, when our Amethyst Steel Brooms deck will try to sweep out its Emerald Ruby damage opponent. I might even get to win a game for once. But until then, keep questing.